Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. I have the VDL HS1500 power supply for you today, or power station as they're commonly referred to. Basically it's a battery that you charge up and it supplies power to you. I've done reviews of power stations before, but this one's got something extra. This guy is pretty special. You heard me with the model number, the HS1500. Yes, this is a 1500 watt power station, so it's going to be powerful enough to do things like power your refrigerator if you have a blackout or something and you need emergency power. One of the things that we're going to try with it today is that it should be able to make a cup of coffee with a Keurig coffee maker. Why do I single out the Keurig coffee maker? It peaks at 1500 watts, so we're going to see if this guy can do that. But this is a drone channel, and so we're more focused around drones. And what will this guy do for you if you're flying drones? So for instance, I go to the great South Florida drone meetup every year, and often there's over 100 people there flying drones. Let me tell you what, if you've got this guy with you, you can charge a lot of batteries, and it will keep people flying all day, particularly you guys that fly FPV drones where you're burning through batteries really quick. Boy, how handy to have one of these with you to just be charging all day long and keep you in business. So other uses that I'm thinking of is while you can't use this like you would an uninterruptible power supply, in other words, it can't be charging via AC and outputting at the same time. However, if you've got a storm brewing outside and you're afraid your power is going to go out, what I would do is equipment like, your electronics equipment that's sensitive to that. If you're watching TV or your computer, I'm always editing videos, etc. So if my computer goes down, I can lose a lot of work. So it's important that I keep it going. What you might do is plug all that stuff into this guy beforehand, and then even if you have a power outage, you're not going to lose your work. The other thing that I can think about is camping. I mean, obviously people use these for camping, but this thing is powerful enough that it can run your refrigerator, run your lights, charge your laptop, all that sort of thing without any noise, without bothering any of the campers next to you, etc. Now that said, it is heavy, so this isn't something that you're going to put in your backpack and take with you when you're out hiking. This guy weighs 36 pounds. It's a very powerful power station. At this point, what I want to do is I want to show you all of the inputs and outputs and what they do. So let's quit messing around. Let's get that done. Okay, this is the front of the power station, and the first thing that stands out is the display. And you can see we have a 100% charge on the battery right now. This hour meter here tells you whatever given thing that you've got connected to it, how many hours of battery life you have left. And then it gives you input and output in watts. And of course it changes depending on what function you're doing with the product. But it's also got overload indicators, over temp indicators, tells you whether you're using AC, USB, or DC. Tells you if you have a fault along the top here. There's some error indicators there. So it's nice to have this color display too, so that you know what's going on with the unit. And by the way, after 3 minutes, the display shuts down, obviously to save power. If you want to turn it back on, you just touch the on-off button again and it'll come back on. So the first thing you're going to see here is the AC outputs. You've got 6 AC outputs. That's more than I've ever seen on a power station before. They're saying 700 watt max. I'm looking at the specifications page, but I'm anxious to see when I plug in that Keurig coffee maker if it'll be able to handle that first few seconds when that coffee maker comes on and uses a lot of juice. And again, you just saw that display turn off. I'm going to just touch the power button and it'll come back on again. And then for the USB output, and obviously you have to hit the button to turn them on, just like the ACs. You would have to hit this button to turn them on. But at any rate, you have 4 quick charge 3.0 USB-A ports, and then you have 2 power detecting USB-C ports that it says will go up to 100 watts. So that's going to charge your laptop pretty quickly. And then of course you got DC output here, and the usual automotive style. Let me see if I can get that open. Automotive style connector there. Us old guys would call that a cigarette lighter back in the day, but it's automotive style. And then you have 2 barrel style outputs as well. And then with regard to inputs here, obviously you got the 120 volt input here, and I see it's got a little breaker button there if you get an overload. And then you have a couple of DC inputs, a barrel connector right there, and an XT60 connector right there. You can use those for connecting solar panels to charge the power station, or you can even use a car charger and charge it from your car. However, I would think that you'd definitely want your alternator running if you were doing that, because you could probably suck your battery dry pretty quickly. Then I wanted to show you the side of the unit here. They call this this is a ground, and I am not exactly sure why you would need to ground one of these. Perhaps, yeah, I don't really know. So you electricians in the that know why you would want to ground your power station, let me know in the comments below. But that is what that's for. A little bit about the battery on this guy. It has a lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4 battery. And it's saying in the specifications that it's 1228 watt hours. Now, I don't know what difference that makes. They call this a 1500 watt power supply. So again, you guys that are better versed in electronics can maybe explain that one in the comments below. But it is, it also says it is 25.6 volts. The power station does come with a few accessories, and of course you've got the AC power cord to charge it up, and it's got the little 3-prong that plugs in right there, and that's how you charge it up. I'm going to say this, I charged this guy. It came with a storage charge of about 69%, and I charged it to 100% very, very quickly, in about 40 minutes or so, so it didn't take long. But they also give you a car charger, and then you can see it has a barrel connector there. So again, I'm going to say if you're charging this thing in your car, you're going to want to have the engine running, because I'm sure it would suck down battery pretty quickly. And then they give you a cord for hooking up to the XT60 input for using solar panels. And I see it gives you a couple of different connection options here for the solar panels. Let me see if I can get those in focus a little bit. So anyway, those are the 3 accessories that it comes with. As you can see, very simple to operate. You don't need to be a real electronics wizard to operate one of these things. I think what we need to do now is think we need to give it the Keurig coffee maker test and see how it does. Again, that display turns off after 3 minutes, so just hit that button and turns it right back on. Okay, let me get the coffee maker out and let's give that a shot. Okay, let's see if we can make a cup of coffee. So I have my Build the Drone Reviewer coffee mug and the Keurig coffee maker. So we're going to put the mug underneath there. And I've got some Peet's coffee. Put that in the top. But first, we better plug this guy in. And I'm going to hit the on button. And we're on. And we need to hit the AC button to get AC power. Maybe I didn't see the light come on. I'll hold it for a second. Yep, there's the light. So we've got AC power button, and it indicates it on the display there as well. So the coffee maker is ready to go. let's go ahead and drop that down, turn on the power button, and we should see a draw, and we're seeing the output, and it's, wow, it's all the way up to 1200 watts. So let's go ahead, and it's heating right now, so we'll give it a second here, and we'll start making our cup of coffee. It's still heating, the light's still on, and it's drawing about over 1200 watts of power, so yeah, it's handling it just fine. I see it is definitely bringing the power down now. We were at 99% I think earlier, and it's down to 96%. Still heating, so we're not going to hit the button yet. Yeah, look at that, look at the output drop, so it's ready to go. And the heating light went off, and we just got a small cup, so okay, let's see if we can make a cup of coffee here. And there we got some coffee coming, so I'm going to call that a success. And the power output is not much now, as it's just simply pumping the hot water through the coffee. But it drew well over 1200 watts there while making coffee, so I'm calling that a big success. Now I see it's kicking up a little bit, so it's, I don't know if it reheats itself afterwards. Now it's just about done. I wish we could have smell on the video, because that coffee sure smells good. Hey, okay, now while I'm enjoying a good cup of coffee in my Bill the Drone Reviewer coffee cup, man, that's good. Let's use this power station for what I'm going to use it for most of the time, and that's charging drone batteries. So I've got a couple of batteries from my Mavic 3 Pro, and all 3 batteries from my DJI Air 3. The Air 3, I've got it plugged into the USB-C port. The Mavic 3, we've got it plugged into AC. So let's turn this guy on. And we're going to turn on AC, and we should immediately see a draw. Hold that button down a little longer. There we go. And output, we should see that slowly ramp up. I'm seeing the light come on here. And we'll see the output slowly ramp up, so you can see it there. So let's turn on the USB port here. I'm going to hold that button down. And we'll see that start to ramp up, and I'll tilt this forward so you can see the lights start to, as it's charging the Mavic Air 3 I said Mavic Air, the DJI Air 3 batteries. So the point is this: you can charge a ton of batteries at the same time. You're out there in the field with your FPV friends and your camera drone friends, and you need to charge up a bunch of your batteries. This is the guy. It's going to keep you going all day, and probably for the whole weekend, really. It holds a lot of power. And then it's got the power to make your cup of coffee too, which I'm telling you, that's an important thing. So the other thing I want to say is I want to thank the people at VDL for sending me this HS1500 Power Station for review. It's not sponsored. They didn't pay me, but they did supply me with this power station. And I'm telling you, I'm serious. I'm going to be using the heck out of this guy. It's going to be handy to have around the house for a number of reasons. And again, I'm a drone guy, so I'm pointing out the uses for a drone, but you're out camping and you want to make your cup of coffee with your Bill the Drone Reviewer mug, you sure can. And really, you could literally run your whole campsite with it. Power outages, etc., running your sensitive electronic devices, your television, your computer. Like I said, in my case, if I know there's a storm coming, I'm going to be plugging my computer into this so that I know I won't lose my work. And even things like the refrigerator right behind me. If we have an extended power outage, this guy's going to keep it running. I was looking up, a refrigerator uses about 700 to 800 watts of power. This guy would easily handle that. So in any case, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And again, thank you to the people at VDL for sending me this 1500 watt power station for review. All right, see you guys on the next one. Bye now.